and I intend to get back there to talk to them about it. So let's get finished with this, please. Who's next?
Hello again. So Brandeis University rescinded her honorary degree because they believe that an honorary degree is an affirmation of what she stands for, her being an Islamophobe, correct? Now, given that Condoleezza Rice signed off to give the CIA authority to use torture as a method for gaining information, us giving her an honorary degree is an affirmation of that move. Are we supporting her career by giving her an honorary degree or not? And if no, what does this mean? Where do we move from here? Can the honorary degree be rescinded or not? And can you suggest to the Board of Governors that it does happen?
I think I've answered that question 5 times already. So let's go over here.
Question 2.
Go ahead.
My name is Luma. You keep repeating that you have no influence.
Last name, please.
Luma Hassan.
Thank you.
You keep repeating that you have no influence over the commencement speaker and you don't have the power to rescind her invitation. Yet you yourself changed the commencement speaker honorary degree committee from a 20-member seat to a 2-member seat from 2012. And we have evidence of that. So can you just comment?
Sure, I can. Because again, there's this commixture of fact and fiction. The committee, as I understand it, I'm a newcomer here, right? The committee that I inherited was a committee of the 2 board chairs, the president of the university and the EVPAA, and 2 faculty members. And then there was an advisory committee of faculty and students, I think we're on 2. And that sounds right to me. That sounds like the way it should be. But what you don't appreciate is that these committees generate lists, and those lists aren't de novo every year. So there's a book about that thick of people who have been nominated for and vetted for honorary degrees and speakers who are backed up in terms of invitations, many of whom have already been contacted. We don't start new every year. It's not the way it works. So my understanding is that in this case, the nomination had come in 3 years ago and was acted on, I think, in 2012. So what I'm going to recommend that we do is to have a committee, which is the committee we have now, which is the chairman of the board of trustees and the chairman of the board of governors. The governor has the authority to make the appointment. The president and the EVP, 2 sitting members from the faculty, and a larger advisory committee that is discussing, vetting, and feeding names in. It is very difficult to get the bigger committee to meet, and in fact, that was one of the problems we had when I first got here. It was so late because we just couldn't get everybody together. So that's what I would recommend. If that doesn't work for you, I'll be happy to do it some other way. But I didn't take some subversive or hidden, arcane approach to try to disenfranchise anybody in this process. Yes?
Afternoon, President Barchi. So you said that you have no decision when it comes down to selecting a
Name, please.
I'm sorry, I'm Hamza Namani. I'm a graduating senior as well. And you said that you have no decision when it comes down to choosing a commencement speaker. However, you do have an opinion. And as a Rutgers student, and I'm sure everybody in this room, since you don't have the decision, what was your opinion when it came down to, selecting Condoleezza Rice? You said that, you lost your mother in Vietnam, and there was many people that lost, many people from the Rutgers community that lost their family in Iraq as well too. And given that, these bombs that were being dropped in Iraq, our very own U.S. soldiers were being killed, and our very own, people from Iraqi descent, their families were being killed as well too. So what is your opinion about honoring Condoleezza Rice? I know it's not your decision, but you do have an opinion as well.
Yeah, my opinion, and it was my opinion only as a member of the committee 2 years ago, was that the entire body of her accomplishments as a scholar at Stanford, as a provost at Stanford, as one of the first high-ranking African-American women in the government, and everything else certainly would merit her consideration for that recognition. We can argue whether my opinion and your opinion differ, and I think that's perfectly valid. I have to tell you, as someone who spent a lot of time deeply concerned about what we were doing about going into Iraq at the time, I was also deeply concerned about weapons of mass destruction. And I absolutely believed what I think most people did at the time, including the UN, that we would find it. I was wrong, and many people were wrong, but I believed that that was the case. I lost friends in 9/11. My wife was in Manhattan in 9/11 and didn't get home for a week, and I was concerned.
Point of clarification, those two are not related.
So it was a pretty heated debate, and there were many of us who
9/11 is not really related to Condoleezza Rice.
No, it is, because I'm trying to indicate to you why I might feel one way or another about it.
Point of clarification, the Iraq War is not related to 9/11 in any
I'm
sense.
sorry, I gave my response. If you don't like it, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you for my question. No, thank you. Please.
I think I've answered your question. Now we have no follow-ups on questions. If you want to get to the back of the line or restart, let's give everybody else a chance.
Yes, thank you very much.
Hi, so my name's Hannah Rowe. I actually just wanted to make a quick comment on what you said earlier about taking proper channels. Recess, we've met with you before, but a lot of the reasons why we were able to meet with you is because we've taken direct actions. And I know it's the same with other student groups as well. And in fact, when we have met with you in meetings, you've stated that simply going through the bureaucratic process isn't enough and that you would like to see more activism and outreach on campus. So I wanted to say that Rutgers should be celebrating that I'm pretty shocked at how students that were sitting in were treated, and I wanted to state that Recess stands with the movement that's happening. And if I recall, we had a conversation about how you should do it. We even had a conversation, I believe I'm talking to the right person, about where the best place was to demonstrate, to get the ideas out there that you wanted to get out, with the bookstore, where the sales were. You're talking about some of the sweatshop things a year ago. And anyway, I had that conversation with one of the groups, and I think that student activism is great. I think if we don't have students who are willing to take a position, take a stand, then we're not getting the right students in here. And that's fine with me. And my conversation over the phone about the folks who came into Old Queens was, let them stay. You know, don't lock the doors and try to get the police. Do not want to see a policeman in there. Let them stay. Now, I wasn't there to say anything about talking to them, but I'm not into let's get the police in and drag people out. Go ahead. You know, that I think I don't have a problem with that. All right, I really don't. I think that that's a vital part of the experience of being a student, but it's also a vital part of the community to be able to feel that you can stand up and say what you want and have that heard. But I think there's a balance to that too, and that standing up and being heard doesn't necessarily mean taking over, doing damage and things like that. I think we can reach an in-between spot. So, as you know, I was not there. I was hundreds of miles away, but my message was no police, stay as long as they want. All right, we weren't bringing in food, but we did say you could stay as long as you wanted. I fully expected that you'd still be there when I got home the next afternoon. But okay, yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Neha Khan and I'm a sophomore. Just 2 points that I want to make before I do ask my question. This has nothing to do with the fact that she is a woman of color or the fact that she is a woman at all. I'm a woman of color, I'm a woman, I'm standing against what she has done because of the crimes that she has committed. Secondly, I also wanted to say that the letter that you issued on Monday regarding the fact that you were still inviting faculty to the graduation had nothing to do with our protest. So I want to know, you never mentioned anything. It didn't matter to you. So I wanted to know what your opinion was about it too. And I just want to throw out a couple of numbers. Condoleezza Rice is responsible for leading the American people to believe that there were weapons of mass destruction. There were 1 million civilian casualties. We really didn't get anything out of the war. There will be so many Iraqi families and students sitting in graduation. What are we supposed to say to them? That the woman, one of the major political figures who was involved in the war, is going to be there. And our university is honoring her. What type of people are we that we cannot see through the fact that what she has done is wrong? The lives of people, Iraqis, children, mother, so many people, our own U.S. soldiers. Why are we not seeing through this?
I don't understand, as
person, as a human, why is it taking such a long time for people to understand that what she has done is wrong? And another point, if it was anyone from the Bush administration who was involved in these crimes, we would be protesting them as well.
Hi, how's it going? My name is Edwin Rodriguez. I'm one of the current senators from the Rutgers Newark.
Wait, response?
I want you to respond, President Barchi, please.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't know exactly what you want me to respond to.
I want
You're
your
stating
opinion that I
your
threw out all these
opinion
facts.
About how you see the facts, and when
But
you
these
find
are the
somebody
facts.
A war crime, a war criminal. I mean, there are courts for that sort of thing. I encourage you to go out and speak about that.
She was never tried. There are warrants out there.
She was never tried for her crimes, which is one of the reasons. Exactly.
The United States is not a member of the International Criminal Court.
There's no
There
way
are
to try
warrants
her.
worldwide
What are we
for her.
supposed to say to these Iraqi families and students who will be sitting there? That's what I want to know.
Response.
I am not responding further to that. Okay? Go ahead.
Shame.
Please,
Honestly.
thank you.
Kids?
All right, again, my name is Edwin Rodriguez. I'm one of the current senators. I'm from Rutgers, Newark. As of now, many of us do know that Condoleezza Rice is coming to speak in New Brunswick. And those who I've spoken to, I'm part of the student government as well. We don't like it. We don't like that she's receiving an honorary degree. It's disturbing. I don't understand where this came from and how we can just stand here and just let that happen. Thank you.
Okay, President Barchi has time for 2 more questions, please.
Good afternoon.
Make them good ones, guys.
Why don't we hear from somebody who hasn't already spoken? Why don't we do that? Okay.
No, go.
My name is Uma again. I would like to
Why don't we
first
hear from somebody who has
question.
not had a chance to speak?
Uma, go.
Excuse me.
Go.
Go.
That's a
She's
question.
not the chairman, this is the chairman up here.
All right, please.
Just ask
President Barchi
questions.
asked for someone who's not been heard of to thank you very much.
President Barchi, okay.
Jimothy Schmidt.
I was one of the students in the sit-in this Monday. My name is John Lasowski. I was one of the students in the sit-in, and I took on Monday time to express our concerns and get our voices heard. And as a student, I have the right to protest, I have the right to access the building in the school and to pay and attend. And I'd like to ask you, why despite the fact that my friend was in serious pain over not being allowed to enter the bathroom, was she denied from being allowed in? And also, I would like to add another comment to something you said earlier. You said that you were afraid of WMDs at the time when before the Nalea invasion. I would like to say that I was also, when I was in middle school, I was also terrified of the threat of WMDs, and that's because of the lies of the Bush administration, and that's because of
Okay, let me just address the bathroom issue first. As those of you who know, Old Queens is a very old building. We have one bathroom, and it happens to be, upstairs in the middle of our
There's
budget
a police
offices.
officer blocking me from entering the bathroom.
And all you had to do was to go across to Winans, you could use the bathroom there.
They were not letting us know.
all back to the building.
No.
That's not in the building.
Fisher.
Last question,
Yeah,
please.
Now, you've already asked 3 questions. Can we have someone who has not asked a question, please? Let's be fair to everyone else.
No, it's fine. I think I'm in line now. It's my
No,
turn.
I'm directing this to the chair now.
President
You
Barchi
cannot
has,
silence the student.
President Barchi
You
has
cannot
asked
silence the student.
for a student who has not spoken to.
May I abdicate my turn to Sharif? I haven't spoken.
This is a University Senate regular meeting. We still have some business to conduct. I very much appreciate your presence here. I think you guys have made terrific points. So this will be the last question. I do, as I said, appreciate your participation. And then after this, we need to get on with our finishing up our regular business. Okay? Thank you very much.
Okay, so a couple of things. Regarding your figure regarding alumni, 90 to 95%, there was a letter put out to the Targum, I think either today or yesterday, stating that the alumni are very much against it, that they would never donate any sort of money to the Rutgers University Foundation because of this move. So that figure is incorrect.
Let me have the data to support that, because I know what the letters and emails are coming to me, and I know what the responses are from the donors that I have been looking at. So I'd be happy to share that information with you. Sure, I'll share the council.
Because we don't find it factual.
I don't find your comment factually believable.
So the letter is not real and it's not the Daily Targum?
No, I'm just saying that it does not. I know from the fact from the alumni that I've talked to and the many, many letters and emails that I have gotten. So either we're sampling that population differently, which is perfectly possible. We may be looking at different sides of the elephant, but I'm not going to call you a liar. I appreciate it if you don't call me one. Go ahead with your second point, please.
You got it. Now, the last thing is, are we a university that puts a person's career and their accomplishments over morals and ethics, or what?